Hi, I'm Callum Tuffield and this is my digital guide. Please pause to read any slides that you need more time. Global trends. Affordability may be defined as pertaining to one's ability to purchase an item. A Business Insider graph from Pegram 2018 shows that in the years 2014, 15, 16, smartphone penetration increased in many countries, suggesting the affordability of smartphones. Affordance may be defined as the qualities or properties of an object possesses. Mobile device affordance is trending to increase greatly due to technological advances. We can already see huge advances in functions relating to education. Some functions include geospatial awareness, Bluetooth, and the ability to create multimodal content that can be situated. An example is augmented reality applications. I grew up in Australia. The Australian Bureau of Statistics found that 90% of households in Australia in 2017 were connected to the internet through a mobile or smartphone, 82.6% of which of these were smartphones. Comparing this with Africa, where the smartphone penetration in 2017 was 32.6%. But also to compare a smartphone to a feature phone, which is what mainly Africans have, is unfair in regard to affordances. In university, I gained great exposure to M-learning. This was through tutorial or behaviour classes where group work was organised socially or collaborated through mind maps. Also engaged at online polls after lectures, but also in this unit I have experienced geosocial situated learning. I am a sports science major. To look at some educational approaches, we have information transmission, which is what people imagine a classroom to be. It relates directly to a teacher-centered environment or sage on the stage. Grace Oakley said, information transmission treats learning as a simple process involves the passing of information to the teacher to the student, who is depicted as an empty vessel. Information transmission is crucial in sports science context as it allows large amounts of information to be passed on, which, as sports science contains a large amount of raw information. Situated learning may be defined as learning that occurs in a space or environment that directly relates to the application of the knowledge. For sports science, this involves maybe gym classes, in which we take the role of a coach. Leigh fathered a theory called learning theory, where he believed that learning was situated and that the information needs to be delivered in an environment that would normally contain the application of that knowledge. Just to quickly look at social constructivism and behaviorism as I reference them throughout the rest of the guide. An ebook is, by definition, an electronic book, which means digital text can be readable on digital device displays. An example of this is Human Anatomy and Physiology 10th edition, which can be downloaded from Amazon. They are lightweight, allow more than one book storage, have a word searchability, and the ability to increase text size and zoom. However, many people don't like reading them and are not good to read before bed. Ebooks are considered a form of information transmission. An educational app is dedicated one function program installed on a device. An example of this is Complete Anatomy by 3D for Medical. This is an app that has guided lessons which facilitates student development but also has a multi-depth and intensive 3D model with annotated information. This is an example of information transmission but is multimodal. AR apps. AR is the integration of digital information in the user's real space. It is the adding on of digital information to the existing environment. An example is Huddle Technique by UberSense. This allows you to slow videos down, control it frame by frame, draw lines, dissect angles, and circle body segments. It is a good example of situational learning, embodied learning, and through a sharing function, social constructivism. Online polls are a series of online questions or questionnaires. Kahoot's an example of this. Kahoot allows testing and socializing of knowledge and can evoke a competitive edge. It's a good example of behaviorism and social constructivism. Mind maps may be described as a branching cognitive thought tree, traditionally drawn on pen and paper, but can now be done through websites and applications. An example of this is Koggle.com. Mind maps can be useful in sports science to allow students to visualize the interconnectedness of topics they're studying for, and is a good example of social constructivism and information transmission. Some feedback from my peers, mostly related to reducing the amount of content, and I took most of this feedback. If you have any questions, please email me, and here are my references.